Next up, it's the meeting of Sligo and Down. It produced a pretty remarkable scoreline. Reporting on it is Adrian Eames.
There was a 10-minute delay in throw-in at Kingspan Breffni Park due to traffic congestion on the approach roads to Cavan Town. But the delay didn't unduly affect Down, who cruised to an all-too-easy win against a Sligo side who crumbled just 6 days after their Connacht final defeat to Roscommon. Unlike last weekend, when they started sluggishly against Offaly, Down put the foot to the floor right from the start. Callum King winning the ball cleanly from the throw-in to set Down on their way. And Marty Clark teed up his brother John for the opening point after just 12 seconds. Down were 3 points up inside 4 minutes, but it might have been even worse for Sligo, but Philip Green made a tremendous save to deny Paul McComiskey. With Down dominating midfield, Sligo were struggling to gain a foothold in the game, but this excellent point from Stephen Cohen boosted their fragile confidence. And David Kelly, who was held scoreless in the Connacht final, landed a lovely score to keep Sligo in touch. But Down, who've been quietly going about their business in the qualifiers, were much the sharper side throughout. Marty Clark provided leadership, kicking 3 placed balls, and this fine point to ease Down into an 8-3 lead after 28 minutes. And then Down grabbed the first of their 3 goals. Benny Coulter got the measure of Noel Maguire and unselfishly picked out John Clark, and the unreact man fisted the ball to the net. By half-time, Down led by 7 points, and they powered on in the second half. Ambrose Rogers finding the net after Green denied his first attempt. 2-12 to 6 points, and game over less than 5 minutes into the second half. Benny Coulter made way for Ronan Murtha. Sligo were probably relieved with that, but Murtha was a man on a mission to impress. He hit Down's next 5 points in the space of 15 minutes. He coolly fisted over shortly after his introduction and then kicked this point, much to the delight of the travelling Down support. The full-time whistle couldn't come quickly enough for Sligo. Peter Fitzpatrick showed some sympathy for the Westerners when electing to go for a point when the goal chance was on, but Murtha showed no such mercy, finishing the ball to the net. Sligo only managed 4 points in the second half, a year which saw them win promotion to Division 2 and beat Mayo and Galway, ending in a provincial final defeat and a hammering from Down. A clinical job by James McCartan's side, 10 different players on the score sheet, a 19-point win. It finished Down 320, Sligo 10 points.
That's not the real Sligo team out there today. You know, it's I didn't make reference to the 6-day turnaround, which is, you know, complete crap, to be honest with you. Having said that, that's the way it is. The fixture that made the start of the year, but you know, I don't know. There was a 13-day rule there, I think, a few years ago. You know, the 6 days is enough. Look, having said that, Down were very, very good there today, but you know, we were definitely very, very flat.
Sligo don't need me to be fighting their case, but you know, we took advantage of the situation that was in front of us, and we could only beat what was in front of us, and we did that emphatically.
Joe Briley, you're saying to us there you think Down are maybe underestimated a little bit around the country.
Well, James is a proper manager, you know. I mean, his problem is that he has a lack of real quality defenders, and so what he's done is he's using James Colgan as a sweeper. And when he was at Queen's, you know, his team was very defensively based because he didn't have the embarrassment of riches of other universities. I mean, some of the universities will take you in for flower arranging if you're a good footballer, you know. But I mean, Queen's went on to win the Sigerson after 2 or 3 years, where they went to the final each time. And you know, the thumbprint of the manager was all over the team, and you can see that with them now. You know, they've got very vibrant attacking play. They were a serious threat to Tyrone. Like, I was at the match, and for about the first 10-15 minutes they really pulverised Tyrone, you know, and they have a lot of big rampaging forwards like Ambrose Rogers, players like that, you know, Martin Clark, Benny Coulter and all those boys. James has done a very good job. I mean, they had a stellar campaign in Division 2, put up big scores every day. The problem, of course, yesterday was that it was a nightmare scenario for Sligo. You know, Down were knocked out 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago. They've had that was their 3rd match in the qualifiers, so they had Longford, Offaly. They got the sickening blow of Tyrone out of their systems. You know, Sligo, meanwhile, had the old dream shattered 6 days ago. You know, by the time you've sort of tried to compose yourself and wonder where it all went wrong, all of a sudden you're facing this, you know, totally vibrant Down attack. And, you know, it was always going to be a disaster for them.
Kevin, it has to be asked, is that unfair on Sligo and Monaghan?
It's absolutely unfair, of course, but you have to look at...
Is there a solution to it?
Yes.
There is, yeah. The calendar has to be tweaked, but
Could Connacht not play their matches off a bit quicker? It's a well long
But see,
campaign.
there are competing agents in this whole debate, like the television debate, obviously. We don't want the 4 provincial finals on the one day.
Yeah.
They have to be spread out. Of course, the qualifiers, Joe, aren't supposed to be easy on the team that loses. You know, we want the...
It's supposed to be a punishment.
It is, essentially, because the championship is sacrosanct. So, like, we should be rewarding those that continue to win, obviously. But, having said that...
Except me.
Limerick were out for 3 weeks ago. Sligo and Monaghan were out 6... And we've spoken about the numbers when you lose after a 6-day turnaround. You just don't win.
I don't think it's so much the time, Kevin,
to wall up the mental...
as to get a game. Yeah. If you get a game, then it goes out of your system completely, you know. Even, you know, Colin was talking about, you know, the Meath lads. He was talking about Shane and that after the Louth experience, which was rotten for them, of course, as well, because of the publicity and all, you know, and the sort of feeling of embarrassment that having something that was tainted and all that. But the way to get it out of their system was they went and all played club championship for their clubs.